Welcome to Hacienda. I'm Louis Amistoy, your host, as we tour historic homes around inland Southern California. Well, today we come back to Banning for another look at a spectacular home, one that I've been looking forward to seeing for many years. This is the McCoy House, or now known as the White House here in Banning, commanding a great view of the San Gorgonio Pass here on Hacienda. Well, welcome back to Hacienda. I'm Louis Amistoy, and we are back again in Banning, and I'm really excited about showing you this home. This is the McCoy House, built in 1947. It's now known as the White House, and it's primarily here for events or for rental. It has an unbelievable story to tell, and one of the landmark homes in the San Gorgonio Pass. Now, if you've driven through Banning on Interstate 10 or you've stopped here, you've probably noticed this home because it is probably the most distinctive home from the freeway or from the street as well. It has a commanding view of the entire pass area. In fact, I'm looking out right now. I can see Mount San Jacinto over there. I can see Mount San Gorgonio kind of behind me. Out in front of me is the San Gabriels, the Clevelands. You have a 360 view. We're going to go on top of the porch here in a minute. A 2,000 square foot patio on top of this roof line, and you also have a 1,500 square foot ballroom here as well. This home is spectacular, and it's got a great story to tell. We're going to talk to the manager here in a moment, but let's take a look at this house, the McCoy House, or the White House here in Banning. Now, believe it or not, this was once the garage, and it held 16 cars. So this has been a massive room and massive restoration to this whole place here, and it's beautifully done. And in fact, they've held the State of the City meeting here for Banning, and probably a nice room for that kind of endeavor. And above me, you can see the trussing, steel and concrete construction of this house in all its detail here in what was once the massive garage for this house. Now, this house was purchased in 1947. The land was purchased from the Gilman family, and the Gilman family right down here, the Gilman Ranch is right down below us, as a matter of fact, the park that's there now, and the recreated farmhouse for the Gilman Ranch as well. Some of the interesting notes you can still find here is Banning, the turn of the century, the turn of the 19th century, or 20th century, was the kind of the olive capital of Southern California, and you still see plenty of old olive trees here on the property. You can see them down on the Gilman Ranch. So the Gilman Ranch abuts this as we speak right now. Plenty of wildlife up here, bears, deer, some hawks, owls. It's a great location. Now, the managers here want to make this into a wedding destination spot. Clearly the view here is spectacular.
In 2003, I came to be a student, and this would be the dormitory where we had our classroom. And I remember I was pretty surprised when I drove into the valley and looked up and saw the house. I was with a friend, and we said, that must be it. We found our way to it. It was pretty. I remember the first thing I thought as I was walking up the stairs, I thought, this should be a bed and breakfast. This should be used for something and be redone.
Through this door here, Pamela's added a nice touch herself, a movie theater. So we'll take a look at that.
Probably the sitting here on a hill all by itself, and the massiveness of the house.
Right.
And it just goes on and on.
Right.
And I love history, so just the being in a house, I've always had the feeling that a house has a story. Every house has a story, and this one, you could just feel the presence of peace in this house, in the whole property.
So the house was built in 1947, from 47 to 53.
Correct.
And it's concrete and steel.
Right, granite and steel.
Right.
There's a part of it that is wood,
Right.
but the majority of it is granite and steel.
What have you been able to take from Dr. McCoy, who built this house? What was his story that you can find so far?
Well, I've interviewed as many people that would talk to me about the house, and then I've looked at old newspapers. And I found out that he grew up in Beaumont. His father was the first mayor. And then he became an orthopedic surgeon, moved to Long Beach, was married and had 3 sons. His dream from his childhood was to build a house on the highest hill of his home area. So he came back to the pass when he was going to retire, and he purchased 30 acres from Gilman Ranch.
Okay.
And this is where he built his home. Unique for him to be building Art Deco streamline at that time.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our tour of the White House of Banning, and we look forward to seeing you again here in Hacienda. If you'd like to put a house up for us to visit or come by and see your home, just send me an email at lamastoy@pe.com, and we'll be more than happy to contact you and show you off your beautiful historic home in inland Southern California. For the Press Enterprise and PE.com, reporting from Banning, I'm Louis Amastoy. We'll see you again real soon here on Hacienda.